A storyline on Sir John A. Macdonald, Canada's first Prime Minister, from Confederation in 1867 to completion of the railroad in 1885, in his time and his legacy. Presented at the Alberta Family History Society Resource Centre by Ian Harvey and Jim Benedict. Chapter 1, Nation Creation in 2 Decades.
My name is Jim Benedict. I'm a member of the call group and also a member of and webmaster for the Alberta Family History Society. And I'd like to also introduce my co-presenter, Ian. You'll come on camera shortly.
Oh.
We've broken this up into chapters. Chapter 1 is Nation Creation in 2 Decades. This is from the time of Confederation, going right through to 1889. Our research was obtained from 2 books. One is quite a recent book that came out, Sir John A. Macdonald, and the Apocalyptic Year, did I get that right? 1885. That's when all of his triumphs and troubles came together in that one year. The other book is one that I have. It's an older book. It's a biography of Sir John A., but it's also full of very interesting caricatures from the newspapers of the time. So, getting into nation creation. Those are the challenges. So, where do we start? Where does Sir John A. start? Well, we're going to go back to the beginning of 1867, the year of Confederation. We were then just colonies of British North America until the provinces of New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, and Upper and Lower Canada, which at that time were called the province of Canada, created Confederation in 1867. Britain had lost interest in financially supporting the colonies. America had just settled their American Civil War by 1865. They had a large standing army with nothing to do, and they were turning their attention to expansion westward and potentially northward. And in October of 1867, the United States took possession of the Alaskan Territory from Russia for $7.2 million. And Macdonald feared that the Americans would next turn their attention to the unsettled lands to their north. The first Canadian election put the Conservatives and Sir John A. in power. He also received his knighthood on our Confederation Day, July 1st, 1867. I shall now call him Sir John A. 1870, Canada gains an immense expanse of land going west and north of Ontario and Quebec, an area of almost 1.5 million square miles. First, the Hudson's Bay Company surrendered Rupert's Land to the British government. Then the territory was admitted from Britain to Canada. And finally, Canada compensated the Hudson's Bay Company by paying them 300,000 pounds sterling. We now became the second largest country in the world. How to manage it? How to protect it? How to populate it? By 1869, Louis Riel had declared independence for the Red River settlement. Everyone hear of separation parties? Ottawa's reaction was to offer provincial status, and Manitoba joined Canada as the 5th province in July of 1870. To ensure stability and to keep the Americans south, Macdonald sends troops to the area who arrived there in August. Riel fled south of the border, removing one thorn in Macdonald's side. A year later, 1871, British Columbia agrees to join as the 6th province on the promise of a connecting railroad. This adds another 365,000 square miles to Canada. In 1872, we finally settled the water dispute of the San Juan Islands and the Gulf Islands, just off of Vancouver Island. A year later, 1873, the Northwest Mounted Police are formed, and they head west. Oh, there. He was a little slow, but there he is. Okay, good lad. Prince Edward Island finally joins in, and Sir John A. departs his office on a railroad scandal. Moving on to 1874, Ontario province starts to expand north. A couple of years later, Sir John returns back to power, and the Canadian North starts to grow. Fort Calgary has been constructed. In 1880, we gain the Arctic Islands. The railroad construction in British Columbia begins. 1881, Manitoba needs more territory and presses against Ontario. The Canadian Pacific Railway is incorporated and construction west of the Great Lakes gets underway. 1885, the last spike is driven in and Canada now has a land gateway to the west coast. Across the nation, from Halifax to Vancouver, the steel stretches over 4,400 kilometers. In 1889, provincial borders are further adjusted. Sir John A. Macdonald dies in office 2 years later. I jump ahead to 1912. The provincial borders reach their final positions, with Manitoba, Ontario, and Quebec gaining into the north. Alberta and Saskatchewan become provinces in 1905. We enter into World War in 5 years.